Hello students, welcome you all in a 100-day series of a free bug hunting class. Today, day number 7, we are going to discuss about Decoder tab, which is one of the most important, tab in the Burp Suite. The reason why we learn Decoder because there are multiple confidential data, there are multiple, confidential strings that we generally pass from a client side to server side. So this particular tab will help you to decode that particular information and identify what all secrets which are passing through your browser client side to a server side. It can be a price, it can be a user rules, it can be the credentials, might be a username, password. Multiple things are there, so we will discuss about it logically. We will understand how it is going to help you in bypassing the security of any website as well. Yes, you are right that this feature will help you to bypass the security of any website as well. So we will first of all we will talk about what all features that it contains. What is the basic difference between encoding and encryption? That is also very much important because most of the students do not understand what is the difference between encoding and encryption. So basically they think that both are same, but they are different terminology having different requirements. So application use this as per their requirement. So we will talk about that as well. Then I will show you practically how to use this, okay, for encoder decoder option, and then how to bypass the security of the website in this video. Okay, so this will be a 100 day series. Okay, so this is a very interesting series that you are going to watch into Hacker Vlog English. So I request you please subscribe the channel so that in the upcoming videos, whatever we are going to upload, so you will get a notification of it. Also, if you like the video in the end, please like the video. Okay, if you like the video, then hit the like button. Okay, so don't so without wasting time, just start it. Okay, so here you can see there is a Burp Suite community edition. So are you able to see this? There are multiple tabs. So in the previous video we have already discussed about target, we have already discussed about dashboard, proxy, intruder, repeater. Now today we are going to discuss about decoder. Now this is an important tab. Now first of all we will see why it is important. Okay, so decoder, decoder tab. Okay, now like when we use decoder or encoding, so we use, like, let's suppose if you wanted to transmit some data in a plain text, it can be the user role, user admin, role admin. Now let's suppose if the user will be able to see this type of a data, plain text data, in the request, the attacker might try to change the information which is passing through the client of the browser and the server. So let's suppose this is our browser and this is our server. Okay, now let's suppose client and server. Now if you wanted to transmit any data from a client to the server, during that time, if attackers intercept the request and see if you are sending a username as an admin or maybe Tapan, whatever it is, okay, so they will just try to make some manipulation over here, tries to do some privilege escalation level attacks. Okay, so the developer, for the security purpose, what it do, it's simply encrypt the encode the data, not encrypt. So here, that is a very important terminology, encryption. I will explain the difference between encoding and the encryption so that you get a more clarity where to use it, how to use it, and what is the complex process that we need to follow in encryption. So we encode the data. Okay, now this is a random string. Okay, so now when it reaches to the receiving end, it will just simply decode the data and you are able to see the plain text. Understood? This is a plain text. This is how actually it works. So when the user is trying to send some information, it encodes the data. Okay, now it is in a random string. You can't see if you are able to see it, then also you are not able to recognize what it is and what type of information which is stored inside of it. Okay, and now simply when it reaches to the receiver end, it simply decodes the data in a plain text. Now it is much simpler process because there is no key exchange mechanism is here. There is no key required to encode the data or decode the data. But when you see the encryption, in order to convert a plain text into cipher text, that is your encrypted text, we use keys. Okay, so we use key, and again in order to decrypt the same data, like decrypt the same data from ciphertext to plain text, you again need a key. Understood? So it's a complex process, takes longer time to encrypt and decrypt the data. That's why for simplification we generally use this encoding techniques. Now what we have to do, we have to just put a plain text into the algorithm, we get the encoded data, and if you put the same random string into the same algorithm, you will be able to decode the data. Simple process. Now the Burp Suite gives you an advantage to use this feature here in the repeater tab, in the proxy tab as well. So you select the random string, it automatically, the smart decoder automatically decodes and checks which algorithm it is using. Sometime might be possible you are unable to do it, so you just have to paste that random string over here. Okay, and once you paste that random string over here, you can, there is an option decode as. So there are multiple algorithm that you can use. The base 64 is one of the most common technique that we use in the industry in order to encode the data and decode the data. Okay, so base 64 is a common algorithm. Okay, now if you don't know which algorithm is there, then you just paste the random string, try this smart decode. Sometime it works, sometime it will not work. Okay, but you just try your luck as well. Just click on a smart decode, automatically it will decode the string. I think now you are understood. Now you understand the concept of encoder decoder, encryption and decryption. Please let me know in the comment section if you are clear with these two concepts, because it is really important to understand the difference between encoder decoder as well as encryption and decryption. Sometimes it is a, it is a kind of an interview question, because interviewer know that you definitely get confused in between of a encoding, okay, encryption and hashing. These three are the most important terminology. So when you are preparing for interview, make sure that you know about the difference between all three of them: encode, encrypt. Understood? These three are three different, terminologies and having three different meaning. Now directly jumping onto the tool, first of all, I've just opened this. Okay, Burp Suite. Now what I will do, I will just go here. First I will just sign off. Perfect. Now click on sign in. Once I click on sign in, I will just enter this admin, the right username and password, so that I will get a cookies, because most of the time the cookies stores a sensitive information and that is encoded by the developer. So in order to get the encoded information, you can just log into any website, check the cookies. Might be possible you will be able to identify some interesting stuffs over there. When I'll click on login, yes, now I can see I'm able to log in. Now let's go and check the cookies. Go here in the proxy tab, main.jsp. Perfect. Now here you can see, I will just adjust my video. Okay, now as you can see, alto row account. Now when I click on it, it simply decodes the information. As you can see, this is the best part of the Burp Suite. You don't need to copy paste that string again and again here from here to decoder tab. Just double click on it, it simply decode that particular information. Now let's suppose if you wanted to make some changes and wanted to make some just copy this. Now go here in decoder, now decode as base 64. Now let's suppose if you want to make some changes over here, now just 1, okay, last one is 0. Now I'm just changing the value to 1. Now I will just encode this as base 64. So now here you can see, you can also modify the data. Again you can encode it, and again you can try to pass it to the server as well by sending the same request. Here you can see, you go here, send this request into the repeater. Okay, make the changes over here in the encoded data and try to fetch the information. Understood? This is how the how beautiful you can easily implement use this particular feature into the Burp Suite. Now the another thing, how you can bypass the security. This is also very much important to understand how we can bypass the security by making use of this decoder tab. Now as you can see, most of the website do not allow, do not allow to insert some JavaScript into the application. So let's suppose when I say hi in the search bar, in the upcoming videos we will discuss about the cross-site scripting in a very detailed way, but right now first of all we will see how it actually works. Okay, so when okay, perfect. So when I say hi in the URL, you can see hi is written. Now let's suppose there is a restriction in the web application that you can't insert a JavaScript into the application. So then how we will do that? So in that condition, what you have to do, you just have to first write a JavaScript over here, open the Burp Suite. Perfect. Now here just type the JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript, type alert. I'm using an alert function over here which gives me a pop-up on my screen, and I wanted to encode this. This is a very important part. Encode this as URL because I'm going to utilize this into the URL. Now here you can see, are you able to see any script? Type yes or no in the chat box. Are you able to see? If you are watching the recording, I request you please put yes or no in the comment section, because your interactions show how much you are interested in cybersecurity. The important thing of this class is a live interaction. Soon we are going to make all this video in a live interaction, so you will be able to interact with me. I'm able to answer all your question while giving the while teaching you this particular concept. Okay, so now as you can see, this is a URL. Just copy this data and go and paste it over here and press enter. So now let's suppose if your JavaScript is disabled on the application from the front end. So when you paste this script, paste this encoded payload of a which is basically a URL encoded, it's simply automatically decoded into the URL and it runs in against of the browser, and application cannot restrict this. So this is how you can easily bypass the security by making use of a decoder tab. So this is how beautifully you can encode the data. You can you can easily decode the information. You can make changes over there. You can again encode that information. You can easily convert it into different type of a encoding feature algorithm. So this is how you can use decoder option in a Burp Suite. Okay, in the upcoming videos we will be talking about a comparer and many other tabs are there. We will be completing this. It will be a 100-day series, guys. 100-day series. By the end of the series you will be able to find out the vulnerability in any of the live application. Yes, you will be able to find out the bugs in any live application. Okay, so make sure that don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because the same videos will be coming in upcoming days as well. Also, if you like the video, if you understand the concept, please hit the like button so that I get to know that you are able to understand the concept properly or not. Okay, see you in the next video. That's all for this video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.